Amazing. So welcome everybody to our next session in the event, Saudi Talent Forum 2024. Today we're super excited to be hosting Amel Ben Alig, and she will be Amel is the responsible for emerging talent recruitment at Cisco. We're very excited to have her with us today. We're going to be talking about careers in tech and business in Cisco in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Amal, it's a pleasure to have you with us here today. Please take it away.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So to present myself, I'm Amel Benaleg, and I am emerging talent recruiter. What this means? What does this mean? It means that I am recruiting apprentices, interns, and what we used to call graduates early in careers with up to 3 years of professional experience. I am taking care of France, Middle East, and Africa. So KSA is in my scope. What can I share with you about myself? Yeah, I joined Cisco 8 years ago, and I was doing a different job. I was an HR admin for like 7 years and a half, and I just joined the emerging talent recruitment team. It was 9 months ago, and I'm really loving it. Meeting with candidates from everywhere, talking to different people. It's really an amazing job. So I'm really happy to be here today. Do you want me to?
Thank you so much, Amal. Yes, please. I know that you have a presentation that you're going to be sharing with us. So thank you for
Totally,
that
totally.
introduction. I think we can jump right into the presentation.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about careers at Cisco because we have a few programs that I wanted to highlight to you and to share with you. So if you're interested, you'll be able to apply. So let me start this presentation. So I will give a very, very quick overview of Cisco if you still don't know this company. And then I'll be talking about the career in the sales business, the career in the customer experience side, and then you'll be able to ask your questions. I will be giving some tips and tricks about how we recruit today and probably, a few things about CVs and interviews, the usual, and you'll be able to ask your questions at the end. Okay, so
And,
with
and
this,
Amal, before you
yes,
dig in, I think I just wanted to really highlight how good of an opportunity that this is. That for us to have a recruiter from Cisco being able to answer our questions, being able to give us tips and advice. So I do encourage everybody, make the best use of the next 45 minutes. If you have any questions as Amel is going through her presentation, don't wait until the end. Already start posting your questions immediately so that they're fresh in your mind. And then, like we mentioned, we will have time at the end of the presentation to go and to answer any of the questions that you have. Thank you.
thank you. So as you probably have seen it, Cisco is short for San Francisco, all right? So this is the city where two Stanford computer scientists founded the company in 1984. So they were a couple working in different buildings. They couldn't communicate. So they pioneered the concept of LAN, okay, the local area network. So being used to connect distant computers over a multi-protocol router system, they invented the internet, right? So Cisco grew and became the #1 IT company that we know with 274 offices around the globe and over 80,000 employees. Cisco is working with 60,000 partners, and our revenue in the last fiscal year reached over 57 billion dollars. Okay, let me go to the next slide. Okay, so let me start by talking about the sales organization who has a program called CSAP. So it's the Cisco Sales Associate Program. And we are hiring people on two roles. The major roles are the ASR and ASE. ASR is for Associate Sales Representative, and the engineering side of the role. The other role is an engineering one. It's called a Associate Solutions Engineer. And we are recruiting those candidates to start on the first day of our fiscal year, which is the 28th of July 2024. It's a 12 months program where on the first 6 months, candidates will, new hires will be able to upskill on their sales skills, on their personal development, on learning about Cisco solutions, and yeah, the cycle of sales in Cisco. This program had been for 20 years the greatest pool of candidates for the sales organization. So after the program, people are usually really they managed to find another job in Cisco after the program. Okay, so if I'm taking an overview of this program, the first start of the program is the upskilling, the virtual learning experience for ASE and ASR. The next 6 months is a shadowing of a mentor during the daily job. Yeah, and learning from experience. And then on the third phase, new hires will join the global virtual sales organizations as solution engineers or virtual account managers. And then, as I said, they will join the sales organization on other jobs after the program. So what we're looking for in the candidates for this program. So we are looking for people who are really passionate about sales, about technology, about yeah, really passionate people with already certifications. So sometimes we're asking for certifications, and sometimes we're providing the exam. People with knowledge can apply for the role, but for this year cohort, we are requesting our candidate to already have the CCNA certification for the associate solution engineer. We want people that are really eager to learn, people with a great sense of communication, people with experience in convincing other people, but overall, people with a passion for technology and sales. Now I will introduce you to the customer experience because it has two major programs. The CX Academy program, which is a similar program as the CSAP one, where our candidate will be taking boot camps and certifications. So for example, we have a role called consulting engineer. So we're recruiting people freshly graduated, and they will be learning the CCNA knowledge, and they will pass the exam, CCNP, DevNet, and some other certifications if they need. There will be an on-the-job training as for like for the CSAP program. There will be mentoring and learning through experience. So we have two major roles in this graduate program. There is the project specialist one, which is 3 months training within the CX Academy. The candidates are hired in country and they are virtually trained. The job is if for this role to succeed in this role, you have to be really committed to customers and working closely with the other functions in Cisco, working closely with consulting engineers to help customers optimize their products. So basically, what's the difference between CSAP and CX graduate programs? The roles for CSAP are starting before the client or the partner bought the solution from Cisco, and the CX roles are to help the implementation of the product and help the customers with the strategy of how they can use effectively their new product. And the project specialist there is the link between the customer and the rest of the team, helping the customers in a few things like achieving the customer strategic outcomes and deliver the project in time. So he identifies also the risks and mitigates them in case of any challenges. And he's responsible for the metrics, the trackings, and managing the financial and profitability for the project. Now the consulting engineer is a bit different. So the training is 6 months long, and you are as a new hire, you are going to be trained on all the Cisco solutions, so you can advise best the customers. You'll build a strong relationship with the project specialist, with the customers, and you will be able to provide the best the best advices regarding the product, the implementation, and the documentation, the testing, and keep the relationship in case there is anything, any issue, any cases. So you'll be the person in charge here. We also have another program that we started last year. It's an accelerated apprenticeship. So the last cohort is still in place at Cisco, and we are really looking forward to maintaining them, converting them into permanent roles. So this program is meant for the students on their last year of studies. So they will be taking 6 months at university and 6 to 9 months at Cisco, depending on their calendar and how their university placement is manageable. What can I say about this program? We are not looking for people with already work experience, but really people with eagerness to learn, passion for technology, as I mentioned before. So whether it is in our graduate programs or in internships or apprenticeship, we're looking for people with passion for technology because we're a tech organization, and we really value the people that are passionate about technology. And we are aiming to convert those apprentices in our company. So the aim of this program is to invest in our apprentices, make them grow and rotate in every team to learn new jobs and um, to make their opinion and express their motivation to a particular role. Yeah, it's like launching a career path and maybe yeah, having the opportunity to be recruited at the end. Okay, so the target profiles, of course, Saudi nationals, as we are recruiting for KSA. In the last year of their bachelor, networking, IT, computer science, engineering degrees, and even for people that we have recruited people from marketing background and sales background, as much as they have passion for technology, they can apply for the program. Of course, people have to be fluent in English and Arabic. They should have knowledge about CCNA and CCNP, even though they will be trained a little more after onboarding, and they will be able to access the exams. And yeah, even if you have other certifications, even if it's not from Cisco, if it's other industries, and we will be really happy to see that you're putting those skills in having certifications. We value people with certifications when it comes to comparing individuals with the same background. We kind of give the chance to the person who has the certifications because it shows the eagerness to grow a career path in the tech industry. So how looks a talent acquisition journey? So it starts with your application. So basically, we post our job ads on our Cisco career site on LinkedIn, and localized, obviously. And once you apply, we start with a telephone interview, like a 30 minutes interview. And if you succeed in this first stage, you'll be moved to a virtual assessment center day with a hiring manager interview, a role play, or depending on the role, it can be a case study or a group exercise. By the end of the day of this assessment center, we will be able to make a decision on the people we want to hire and then start the onboarding journey. About the tips and tricks about applications, we really want to see people with a great CV, meaning clear, with the same font, with the right chronology. We want to see in interviews sessions, we want to see people with great motivation for the company and for the tech industry, obviously. We want to see people very honest themselves, not trying to answer the best the questions the best they can. We want to see real people. If you don't know how to answer a question, you can think about it. You can take your time and answer what you really want to, not what I want to hear from you. You should come prepared. You do some research about Cisco. In our telephone interviews, we always have like a sales pitch or a pitch to prepare. We ask you to deliver a 2 minute speech, and this will show us how you research about our solutions, about our company. So we really want you to come prepared with a positive attitude and clear explanation of your aspirations. Um, I will talk about the Discover Cisco webinars because we have this amazing tool. It's a platform called Discover Cisco. You can take a picture of this QR code and go to the platform, to the site, and you'll have the link to the job roles. You'll have a link to all the webinars that are on replay, so you can watch them and rewatch them if you want. We have a monthly webinar, and we are inviting all our candidates to participate in it. Every month is a different topic, and we are trying to have all Cisconians to participate. For example, we had recently a CSAP session where the hiring managers described what they wanted in their candidates, how it looks like being a CSAPers for the first year in the program. Sometimes we have just a recipe for success or tips and tricks about applying to Cisco with how it's the tips and tricks about anything when it comes to recruitment journey. And this is the end of the presentation. So if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Amal, for that very insightful presentation. There are already a few questions on chat, which I'll go through. I actually have a couple of questions myself. I hope I have some time to ask them, but I do want to give priority to our attendees to make sure that we answer all of their questions first. So I think that the first one that I'm seeing is related to full. You mentioned 3 internship opportunities. Are there also full-time opportunities available at Cisco? And if so, how can one find the available opportunities?
Yes, so for the ASR and AAC, for example, they start with a 12-month contract. And if the new hires are successful, because they're assessed during the entire time, if they're successful, they will be converted into permanent employees. So yes,
Which is
the
actually a
aim,
really cool, is permanent
it's
employees,
the
right?
aim, exactly.
And that in itself is a really nice way to get into the company, right? You're doing a program that you have clear targets, clear result. There's a lot of support based on the presentations that you've just shared. There's a lot of support to the individuals that go into this program, and then that way it's giving you more of an opportunity to be successful. And as you become successful, then you open up more opportunities within the company.
Totally. And
Amazing.
even though we're aiming to when we don't have any role available at the moment, we will recontact the former interns if they just left. We will recontact them because we really know we invested in them. They were
Right.
recruited, they rotated, they learned. So we really want to give them the chance to be converted and to be onboarded as permanent employees.
And so I mean, I'm not sure if I don't think we touched on that, but if I wanted to apply to one of the three programs that you mentioned, how can I do that? What is the like? Where can I find the application link? Where can I start
So
this process?
yes, so it basically starts on LinkedIn or on our career site. So jobs at
Mhm.
Cisco site. But we advertise our roles on LinkedIn, and there is we are in the middle of the hiring process for KSA right now for ASC and for ASR. Sorry, we don't have the technical role this year, but we will have it probably next year. And for the customer experience roles, we know that they will be open for September. So clearly, you if you monitor the website, you'll see the opening posted very shortly.
And just so everybody that's so my colleague Catherine sent a form if you are interested in Cisco roles in Saudi. It's a short form, fill it out, and then we can also remain to be in contact with Amal and the rest of the Cisco team and help in that process. So, Amal, I have a few questions related to the different programs that you had mentioned. So you mentioned the CSAP program first. So it seems that there's always a virtual element to these programs. So do participants usually start this as a virtual program and then move into the organization, or is that not
They
necessarily the
they
case?
start they start in the office, even though
Mhm.
the because it's a wider program. So we are recruiting the
Mhm.
same role in different countries. And last year, for a few years, it was there was a hub in Amsterdam, but it's not the case anymore,
Okay.
and people are recruited directly in countries.
Mhm.
But they start the program all together, and so this is why it's virtual. Um, so yeah, the
Okay.
training
So you're
program
in
is
you could be
in the
in
office.
like in the office, but actually uh,
Yeah,
doing the actual program virtually because the hub is in
exactly.
another country, which
Yes,
is actually also
exactly.
really nice because then you get to really sense the true international nature of such a large organization, right?
Exactly, exactly. But on the other hand, when you're shadowing your mentor, you're sitting with him and you're shadowing
Mm.
every task, everything that he does on a daily basis. So you're really sitting and having the best experience learning from a mentor.
Amazing. And obviously, so I have a question regarding when positions will be posted. I think that's you mentioned some dates, but I think just
Yeah.
going back to the website regularly,
Exactly.
following up.
You can register without applying to any role. You can register and try to have an alert. Register to an alert, and you'll be sent regularly the openings directly in your inbox, so you'll know
Yeah.
when our role will be posted.
So I wanted to ask you some questions regarding the process, the interview, or submitting your application, going through an interview process. First, so just on the application side, because that's always a question that I not struggle with, but I always ask because as a recruiter, you probably go through thousands
Yes,
of resumes
yes.
before selecting the few. and it doesn't need to be fewer. When I say few, it can be like in the tens or even hundreds, but the few that will then go on to an interview stage. You mentioned for the CSAP program, for example, things like convincing, communication, passion for technology. How can I show this in a resume? And do I need to show it in a resume, or is that not necessarily, or is the resume more on the technical side of things?
On both sides, the sales and the engineer is you need to showcase your achievements in your resume in order to be selected, because sorry, we're taking like 15 seconds per CVs and we're looking for keywords in the experiences, in the languages, in in coding languages also, certifications. We're looking for keywords, and we're not spending too much time on a CV, honestly. So we really need to be, yeah, your CV needs to be catching the eye. So yeah,
Right.
showcase what you've achieved and in your experiences. Sometimes it's important to have if you've done charity, if you spend time on those activities, it's always a good thing to showcase it, because we value those type of things at Cisco. We have a lot of communities. We have a great program of giving back, so it's important to us to see that you are already one of us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fits.
there are a few things that we really want to see in your resume.
And you also mentioned, I guess it feeds into this idea. You already mentioned that you appreciate certifications, right? People that
Yes,
put in the effort to try to upskill themselves, right? So I think if you've done all of these kinds of things, make sure that those are in the CV so that
totally.
it shows the character of the
Yeah.
person that's applying, right?
Yeah. So for project management, if you have a certification or probably the knowledge and you didn't take the exam yet, you can add it. You can, yeah, you need to really put everything that you, um, honestly, everything we are asking is on the job ad. So if you can just
Mm.
mirror the CV to the job ad without lying, obviously, but just mirror what we need, and yeah, prepare even for the interviews. If you could just mirror what you have in your experiences from the job ad,
Yeah.
and prepare the pitch of what you've done. And during the interviews, we want detailed examples, in-depth examples. So yeah, this is how you really succeed in our interviews, in the selection. So yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I meant because the advice you're giving is advice that many of the participants today can find with our career coaching sessions on Localize, and the keywords that you mentioned are probably already all in that job description in the first place, right? So when you say mirror, in the job description, you have all the information, you have all the keywords that you need. Make sure that you customize your
A
CV
CV,
for that
exactly. Yeah.
particular role. I guess I have another question here, and I guess to an extent we've already answered it, but I'm gonna ask it just in case there's more you'd like to add on this. The question is, what if I'm a fresh graduate with no experience?
Okay.
And to be fair, that was asked before we started talking about the certification, and we started
Yeah,
talking about all the
yeah.
other things that we talked about.
Okay, so you have knowledge coming from your university background. So you've worked in a group. You had feedback from probably um, internship managers or professors. So these are the type of things that we want to hear from you. So if we are asking if you had a feedback and you implemented, you improve your performance, yeah, dig into those details, into those examples. If you didn't have any work related experience, it's fine, as long as you can think of a time where you faced a situation where you had a feedback and you implemented to improve your performance. That's the type of question of situational questions that we are going to ask you. So prepare for those situational types of questions.
And is there any material that is available through the careers portal at Cisco on how to prepare for the interview, like case study prep questions, anything like that that's available?
Honestly, we had sessions, webinar sessions about this, and you can find the replays on Discover Cisco.
Mhm.
So I'm really encouraging you to log and yeah, let me reshare the QR code,
Right,
and
the QR code.
yeah, you can have the best tips from our recruiters. Yeah.
So my next question is related to, and I guess it's interesting for Cisco is very much considered a technology business. Yet a lot of the opportunities that we're or a lot of these entry level opportunities are more, I'm not going to say more, but they're more like customer service. You're talking about sales. There's the technical aspect that's important, but it's not like I'm not like a technical person per se. So are there typically opportunities, and you said not now, but will there be opportunities for people purely that want to go into the technical role? And I'm gonna ask one other question so that you can answer it holistically. If that's what I want, if I'm a technical guy and I want the pure technical things, does it make sense for me to apply to the opportunities that you've just mentioned anyways?
Yes, so the consulting engineer in the customer experience side is really technical. You really work with customers, but on the technical side. So you're implementing solutions. We are looking for people with network background, with coding languages. So obviously you're going to be needing your tech skills.
Mhm.
And even for
Okay.
the ASC one, um, the difference between ASC and CX also is the maturity or the seniority of the people. So now today we're looking for ASC for people with more experience, but it's not the case with the CE, with the consulting engineer here in CX. We're looking for fresh graduate with not so much of experience, and yeah, they will learn on the job. They will learn with us.
Which is again another incredible thing because you mentioned that a few times, and I know that Cisco does have a lot of training programs
Yes,
that you can offer. Um, you also mentioned the certifications bit, right? You mentioned that there are some roles that require you to have at least maybe not done the exam, but you have to have gone through the certifications.
knowledge. Yeah.
Others that don't require you to have done that. Is it fair to say that it's always appreciated to have the certifications?
It's a plus. It's really a plus. So
Hmm.
before, I think for the last few years, a CCNA wasn't required for the ASC role, and it's required this year. So probably next year it wouldn't be
Okay.
required. We never know. It's the requirements from the business, and it's changing. Um, it's changing from each year is a different requirement. So probably next year it wouldn't be mandatory to have it, and it's not
Okay.
mandatory to have it for the CX Academy role, the consulting engineer. But yeah, if you have it, or if you have the knowledge already and you just pass the exam for CCNA, it's fine. But you'll go
Okay.
through the CCNP and DevNet courses. So if you don't have it, it's fine. So the requirements are changing each year, and you never know what would be the next one.
And so I guess again the advice would be always read the descriptions carefully. I,
Yes.
I love that you guys have the alerts, so people can set alerts for their interest and be able to just I guess automatically know what's coming up.
Yes. Yes. That's great. Yeah, indeed. But
Uh, uh,
we have a
please.
pipeline. We have a pipeline, and people who were met in the during the interviews, and we couldn't pass them onto the next stage, but we really like them. We tend to recontact them for the next cohort and the next recruitment. So yeah, we stay in touch, really, honestly.
That's amazing. And Aman, we're almost, we have a minute left to go, and I believe we've answered all the questions from our audience. Thank you so much for your time. Is there any last final bits of advice that you'd like to share with your audience before we conclude this event?
I'm prepared. Honestly,
Ah,
this is my only request from you. If you are applying and we're meeting with you in an interview, please come prepared. We're sharing a lot of information. We're sharing all the documentation for our assessment center. So just come prepared, and that's it. Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you
And
for
Aman,
having
again,
me.
thank you so much for your time today. For everybody that's with us today, we have a very exciting session coming up from another major tech company. We have a fireside chat with the COO of Microsoft Arabia. He's going to be talking to us about tips and lessons in building your career in tech. I'm posting the link for that upcoming session right now on chat. Once again, Amal, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you in our next session.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you so much.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.